and welcome back to yet another Chris the Fish Show free video. This one is going to be an update on why the kids have decided that they want their own tanks. Okay, so basically this is what's happened. I've decided that I was going to get some fish to go into the smaller turtle tank, and I say smaller as in the smaller turtles, just to bring a bit of life and action. So the kids decided, keeping in mind I have 6-year-old twins, you have probably seen them in previous videos if you've watched this channel or follow this channel, but they have decided that they now want to have their own tanks. So as well as picking all the fish that have gone into this tank, Loki has decided he wants to have a crab tank, a red claw crabs, and Courtney wants a pretty tank. So, me being me, I've always got extra bits lying around. I've got 2 little tanks in the shed, so I've got them out and sorted it. Loki has already finished his, but now we've got to sort Courtney's out. So I'm going to turn the camera and show you where we're at. Right, so these are the 2 tanks that the kids are going to be having. So Loki's got his red claw crab tank. That's a tongue twister. So if I take the lid off, it's a bit condensed at the moment, but I've got a little trickle filter running. Not very powerful, but I've got another filter coming. That was just a spare one that I had. So I've ordered a new filter for each of them to go into their tanks. Courtney's is going to be sat in her room like that. And I thought having a grass, let me just get this out, having a grass floor and a grass wall at the back, and obviously cut off here, would look amazing. But she's not happy with that. She wants pink sand and purple sand or rainbow sand in her tank. So as it's her tank, it is her choice. So we've got to go out and see if we can find some pink sand for her. As I say, the filter's already on the way. I've got a heater for it. She'll probably end up pinching some of these fish, or I could take her out to pick some more of her own to go in there. Obviously she can't have very many in there. If she goes for like platies or guppies, she can have probably 5 to 10 max, but it'd have to be a gender only so that they don't try breeding either. So that's Courtney's tank at the moment. So as I say, as much as I love that idea, that's got to come out. Plus, as soon as I've got the money for it, sorry, get the focus back. As soon as I get the money for it, I've got to sort lights out. So Courtney is going to have, it'll go here, hang on the back light, so it lights up and she can see them fantastic. However, with Loki's, because of the crabs, he was going to have it in his bedroom, but he was panicking. What if they get out in the night and they come and pinch me and blah, blah, blah. So he decided he wanted it in the garage. I've come up with a crafty way. I've got a lid, which is a slate, a big piece of slate, if I can pick it up. So I've got several of these out in the garden, which I just haven't used yet, and it's heavy enough that the crabs can't lift it. I've got a little chip here because I've knocked a big chunk of it off and it got a little chip, so I've kept that, so that can be where the wire comes out. But obviously with his, if he needs a light, I'm going to have to get one that goes inside or submerges. Now with the red claw crabs, as I say, it is a tongue twister. We have had a look and we've done all our research, and they are a brackish crustacean or fish or whatever you want to call them. So they're a brackish water creature. So I've got a slate base there. I've took some sand out of these tanks, put it into here, put it into a slope. They've got some rocks going up so they can sit on top. I've told him he can have probably 2 max because it's only like a 6-gallon tank. So it's got rocks there to sit on. I did chop a load of my plants down so that they fit into this tank. I chucked a load in other than this one, and he didn't like it. So Loki has completely rescaped this tank himself, even though he's going to tell me off because I've knocked it all over. So yeah, as I say, I've got to replace the filter and I've got to put a light in it. It's kept at room temperature, which in here is bloody warm anyway. I mean, like these tanks go from say 27 to 30. So again, these go between, I think it was 22, 25 is their happy area. So they'll be perfectly happy room temperature. But obviously being brackish, I've had to order the filters for each of them, and I've ordered some aquarium salt. So as soon as that arrives, we can put that in, get the water going, get the cycle going, and then he can get his crabs. So now that he's found out, he's got it all sorted, he likes the way he's got it, he's got a lid that they can't escape, he now wants it back in his room. So that's another thing I've got to sort out. So I've got this all set up for now, but whether it stays here is a different matter. So I will come back, or I'll do another video once we have got the crabs for this, and I'll show you an update obviously on how this tank ends out. In the next update video, because I'm a bit short for cash at the moment, you'll probably see how the tanks are set up. They're running, they've got the filters, they've got the heater on this one, they've got the sand. But when it comes to the lighting, they'll have to wait because I haven't got the money for it yet. But they are extremely happy. Here's a picture of Loki earlier when he's got his tank set up. So yeah, that's a very happy 6-year-old. Courtney has decided where in her room she wants it, so I've had to move her room around, so obviously we've got plug access. I've cut this lid a little bit short so that you can get the wires in and out there, and obviously the hook on Lite. But she's absolutely buzzing with that. So this is where she's putting it in her room. And now obviously we've just got to get the tanks finished. So this is just a quick update video on what the kids are wanting, how they're having it, what they're having in them. Now in the old house, you're probably talking 3 or so years ago, they did used to have about a 3 foot, I think it was, 3 foot tank with just goldfishing in their room. They used to love it. But then obviously I went, as I said in the last video, when I start a hobby I go in deep head first and it just gets out of control. So in the old house I did actually have a tank in every single room of the house. We used to have the goldfish in the kids room, axolotls in my room, the spare room had about 3 tanks in there, the living room had 2 tanks in it. The kitchen had a beta tank in it. The only rooms that didn't have any tanks would be the bathroom upstairs and the toilet downstairs, which when we've moved here, all the tanks come into the garage. I did for a while have fish tanks in the living room, but it was just getting too much hassle because I think I had like 16 tanks in here at one point. As I say, if you do follow my videos, you'll know and you'll see how mad it used to be in here before the refurb, which I think was about February this year maybe. But yeah, so yeah, it used to be crazy. So now obviously, as I say, they've got their own first tank, which will be their job. So Courtney's going to be learning how to cycle a tank, how to look after, how much to feed her fish, how to water change. The main things that the 6-year-old's going to be learning and doing herself. Obviously I'll watch over, make sure she doesn't make a mess. If you've seen previous videos, I ask her to hold a hose over the bucket, she still manages to get the floor soaked. Again with Loki, he has researched his crabs, he knows how long they live for, what kind of water they need to have, what food they eat, how big they get, what kind of tank they want. So we've worked together with this, he knows what he's doing in theory. So now we've got to do the practical bit, and when we get his crabs again, he will be doing the water changes, he will be doing the feeding, he will be checking that the lid is on properly, but I'll just be helping him, supervising should I say, making sure that they do it all properly. So yeah, make sure you come back. If you like this video, that's fantastic, it means that you've been interested in it, you're liking it. So I will do another video when we get the crabs, when we've got the tanks set up, when the tanks are in their rooms with livestock in them, and then we'll keep doing videos more often. If there's anything specific you want to see, please drop a comment down below, let me know. I don't mind. If it's something I can do, I'll quite happily do it. Obviously I work everything on a budget because money is extremely tight for me anyway, let alone all the bloody price increases that's going on. And I'll also let you know as and when I decide what I'm doing with the Lego side of things as well. So thank you all very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.